Hey, barbecue family! Happy Friday, everybody!
How's everyone doing? I'm steaming up over here. I'm feeling the heat already.
It's nice and toasty down here today.
I came over here. I'm like, where is that heat coming from? But it's the Crock-pot.
It's the Crock-pot,
just conveniently located on my side.
Gives off a lot of heat.
Yeah. How's everybody doing? I see someone's taking attendance in the comments. I like it.
Oh, I like an attendance check. I should start that.
I saw Tom go present. I'm like, guys, attendance is not mandatory, but I appreciate you being here.
I like James Bearden throwing out I'm awake. Guys, I'll have you know, we both are like borderline awake today.
I'm not really that
We had a later night than usual. You guys know we're in bed by 8:30 p.m. every single night. And it was a little bit later last night.
It was like barely later, and it's still, I got to tell you, we have to Maddie and I keep saying we need to get our summer stamina back up because I was so ruined. By the time I woke up, it wasn't even that late. I went to bed at like 9:45. By the time I actually fell asleep.
That's actually really late for us.
Yeah, and then my alarm went off at 5 and I felt like I was dying. I'm like, I don't know who are these people that are staying up all night. Like,
guys, we had an event at Canadian Tire. That's a local hardware store here in Canada. And so we got home later than usual. And we're girls that need our beauty rest, okay? We really do.
We got to build back up.
We got Barbecue Dave in the house. He's saying happy Friday. We got Michael Noguera. Guys, we're happy that you're here. We're still, even though we're a little bit sleepy today, I'm so happy that we're all here today.
Yeah, we got Mike, we got Barbecue Mama, we got Judge Webb, Hot Tommy. How's everybody doing?
Did I see Portobello Road in the house? Temp, can you go up for a second?
Hey, guys.
Shout out to our local Durham Regioners. Hey, guys.
Hey, guys. Okay, local Durham Regioners that have a phenomenal restaurant.
Absolutely phenomenal. He has visited them in all of their locations.
Yeah, but this new one, they're like, they don't have a sign, which I find is like extremely like mystical.
Ooh.
So it's like they're doing this thing where like if you know, you know, and if you don't know, that's too bad.
No,
like
now
we're on the in.
Yeah, now exactly. You guys know. And I'm gonna say, I know who brought them here today. Our lovely guest.
I think so.
Because she's also a Durham Regioner.
Yes. Okay, but
they're like me waving aggressively at the screen.
Yes.
We love you guys.
Okay, so before we get to our special guest, and I would like to bring her in like right away because she is so cool. Very, very cool. We have to talk about who got first on the grill, first of all.
It ain't no surprise, guys. He's back again. It's Bat 13. Congrats, buddy.
Hi, Bat 13. Way to go. Great job.
We actually need to make the retired jersey that they hang in the rafters at sports places because no one else can get it, guys. He's just getting it all the time. He's the winner every single week.
Now, you know what I want before that? A balloon drop.
Yes.
Can we somehow make that happen at the grill studio?
We'll talk to the temp.
There's more room there. We could do it.
Mike Bierman said he almost beat that today.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, let's make it happen for next week. But guys, let's get this show kicked off the way that we kick it off around here because I want to get to our special guest. We got Keith in the house.
Hey, Keith.
I'm happy that Keith is here. He sometimes always seems to time it for I think his favorite part of the show.
It's debatable. I think he would say no. But...
Whose favorite part of the show is our song and dance? Is it anyone? I like it.
You're the only one that likes it.
Well, we're doing it until the end of time. Okay, everybody, we're happy that it's Friday. Let's sing it loud and proud, honey. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. Friday, Friday. Yes, it's Friday. Kiki forgot her apron. That's why we're not wearing them.
Thanks for throwing me under the bus. I did.
I will always take an opportunity to throw my little sister under the bus.
But that's what happens, guys. Deprive me of 1 hour sleep. I cannot function. I honestly don't know how.
Let's be grateful you were even able to make it up here from your house to get this ready and to rumble.
And Maddie even texted me and said, remember your apron. And I still did it.
I tried, guys. I tried.
It didn't happen.
The temp's already laughing at that.
Yeah, it totally didn't happen.
All right, guys. Let's get to our special guest. I'm very excited that she's here today. I'm going to say, first of all, best title that we've had on the show.
I would say
far.
so too.
Okay, so guys, she is the owner of With Grace Marketplace, and she's the resident sober lady.
I love that.
I absolutely love it. So if anyone's wondering, what is With Grace Marketplace? It's an alcohol-free bottle shop that specializes in alcohol alternatives. Very hot right now.
Yes.
Very trendy. Very at the moment.
Yes.
De-alcoholized wines. I practiced that, okay? Think I got it. Think I nailed it. Non-alcoholic beer, and very cool one, health-focused adaptogens.
I love that. Like, don't just give me a sugary beverage because I don't drink alcohol.
Amen, sister. Okay, so and if anyone's wondering, this is located in Pickering, Ontario. Anyone in the surrounding area, we haven't been there yet, but from what I've seen online, it looks like it's worth the drive out.
And I think she is also a vegan sober loser, as my family calls me.
That's what we refer to as Key. So let's
I
welcome
think she
her to
is.
the show, okay, guys? Let's welcome Dana to the show. Dana,
I am a vegan sober loser. Thank you, Kiki. Me and you, babe.
Vegan sober losers unite. Yes.
loud and proud. I
wear
like
it with
it.
pride. Yeah.
I love that. So Dana, okay, tell us
Yeah.
how this started. Like, what made you get inspired to open a shop like this? The
Well-
only one of its kind, definitely in Durham region.
Mhm.
Before we get started, can I just say I too am tired, and I think my interpretation of tired and yours is very different because you got pure energy, and I'm just like, okay, I needed that. This is great. I'm so glad I'm here. Way better than coffee.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm feeling good.
Yeah,
Feeling
you
good now
should.
from that.
Yeah,
I'm feeling pumped up.
Yeah, that surprises me because I feel like that this is not really our regular energy.
Yeah, I feel like Dana might be fearful of our regular energy. It's sometimes too much.
Oh,
Too much.
noted. All right. Good to know. So yeah, Kiki, to answer your question, what made me decide to leave my good, like relatively steady paycheck at the stock exchange to take on this big endeavor? The easy answer is my sobriety. I'm coming up to a 6-year milestone. I work. Thank you.
Congratulations.
One day at a time. One day at a
Yes,
time. But
That's incredible.
thank you. I really appreciate it. It is work when you have to, like, life still gets lifey
Mhm.
and you still have experiences and you still, like, I love a social experience. I love complexity in my cocktails and my flavors. And I'm not going to say it's easier, but it's so much more comforting to know that you have alternatives out there and you don't feel like you have to have a sugary Shirley Temple and that's your only
Mhm.
option, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, my big motivator was, for me personally, like in my sober journey, when I first stopped drinking, like my go-to drinks were like big bold IPAs and Negronis, and I loved like Australian Shiraz. I like big flavors. And 6 years ago, there wasn't a lot out there. There wasn't a lot available, and I can't tell you how much money I spent ordering stuff online. The hope and desire for it to hit somewhat the same, level
Mhm.
of compromise, but just like deliver on those flavors I was really missing. And it kept missing the mark a little bit.
Mhm.
So when I was being gently mandated to return to the office, and I was doing a lot of work with people in recovery, and I'd work with people at night in shelters who seemingly had very little and would be so full of hope and joy and gratitude. And I loved seeing people just work to be the best versions of themselves. Sobriety and mindfulness is such a big part of that. And then I'd go back into my corporate environment, and I was like, people were literally complaining about the weight of their watch, and I was like, this doesn't make sense to me. This
Yeah.
is
No.
like
Yeah.
this world is too broad.
Yeah.
So we're right by the waterfront, and I find that anytime I can be beside something I can't see the end of, I just it gives me that perspective I need. Like those big problems in our head can kind of shrink down, and we get humbled. So I was walking my dogs down to the water to just kind of yell at it and like ask the universe for some advice. And I saw this for lease sign in this cute little boutique shop, and I thought, it'd be cool if we had somewhere where people could kind of talk openly about their relationship with alcohol. You don't have to be sober, you don't have to do this or that, but just know that you have options.
Mhm.
And how great would it be if people could try before they buy? Find things that work for them. Because, like Kiki, as you mentioned, um, adaptogenics are really getting, like, it was super popular. Just to kind of clarify, anything that helps your body adapt to stress. So any kind of
Mhm.
inflammatory, like or anti-inflammatory, like a turmeric or ginger, or mushroom extracts like ashwagandha or lion's mane or reishi. Like these things, they don't cause any kind of intoxication. They don't necessarily make you feel anything instantaneously, but it's just really good for hormone balance and reducing cortisol in the brain and just general health.
I always say they're drinks with benefits.
Mhm.
Totally.
It's not just a drink to enjoy, it's a drink that's going to do something for you.
And
Yes,
I like, Dana, that you specified it's not an instant, when you sip those, you're not instantly feeling anything like powerful per se, but it's for the long haul. It's to be healthier.
totally. And I think that's really like when we see this growing trajectory with non-alcoholic, I think that's really truly the direction where
Mhm.
we'll always kind of mimic those traditional gins and rums and whiskeys because it's so ingrained in our culture, like those flavor profiles. And I can make you a pretty mean old fashioned, and yeah, and it works. But I do find that like just whole new flavor profiles. Pathfinder is one of my personal favorite, and it's made with hemp and wormwood. And wormwood you traditionally see in like absinthe. So it has this really
Ooh.
kind of almost medicinal like experience. But then they've added Douglas fir extract and ginger and
Ooh.
sage, and it's just it's lovely. But there's no comparison in my brain when I sip it.
Okay,
Dana, do you
that's like the
remember
definition of complex flavors.
Dana, do you remember what I had that you made at Portobello Road? It was in a small glass. It had a dehydrated orange, I think a blood orange in it, and it was like sparkly. It had edible sparkles.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why I
yes,
got
yes,
it.
yes,
I
yes.
was like,
I
this
do
is
love those edible
beautiful.
sparkles. Yeah, that was one that's from a company called Wood Stove, and they use like the inner shell from like an oyster, and it's mica, so it's our bodies
Ooh.
digest it, and it makes the most beautiful simple syrup. Or I think in that case we did like a cranberry peppermint
Oh yes,
type
that is
kind of
it.
coupe.
Yes.
Oh my goodness gracious, the flavors
Yeah.
there.
So it's
Yeah.
not just like I think people like often think non-alcoholic does mean Shirley Temple, have a
Mhm.
Roy Rogers, like all that stuff is fine, but I'm not 12.
Yeah. Well, and with that in mind, Kiki, like I'm on a personal kind of vendetta with the word mocktail, because to me, I feel like you're immediately mocking me. I don't want to play
Yes,
make believe. I'm a
That's a good
43-year-old
point.
woman. I want a cocktail that just happens to not have alcohol in it. I
I
want a
Mhm.
love
cocktail
Love
experience.
that too. I say we end it because we have been known to use that on this show. Let's end it here.
but it's a very good point.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it is a good point.
And I would have to agree with you. I personally think that being a vegan sober loser is going to take off. I think we're now, but I think that's going to be the cool thing.
Yeah, I think people are gonna want to own that title, and they are, because that is becoming. It is like the trend now, but for
Mm.
good reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, and even trend, like trend sometimes implies that it's coming and it's going to go again. I
Mhm.
really do think that this is an upward trajectory. I have my daughters are 15 and 17, and I've had conversations with both of them, but my oldest, Edie, she and I were talking about this the other day, and I said, babe, when I was 17, I grew up in the country. Like we drank, we were bored and dumb, and like we did dumb things, and we drank, and it kind of felt like a sense of maturity, and it felt like an escape. And she
Mm-hmm.
laughed at me at 17 in our modern times and said, Mom, it sounds like the total opposite. It sounds like jail to me, because everyone has a camera in their pocket. The
Yeah.
idea of her doing something like being out of her mind, doing something and having to relive that is terrifying to this generation.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
gotta,
so
Yeah,
yeah, this
interesting
this new generation is very cool. Like
and so
that's
mhm.
a very
different.
Very
interesting
self-aware.
perspective. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
and such an interesting perspective. It makes us all go like, yeah, that's how we all started out. But like,
Yeah.
why?
yeah. Yeah, I think there's a real shift, and you really start to see it too in the products. Like companies like Tanqueray and you know, Captain Morgan's, like these big brands, Asahi, Heineken, they're all recognizing this. Like if we don't nail the non-alcoholic version of our product,
Mhm.
someone else will.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you start to hear, like I see the CEO of Asahi was quoted in the New York Times about a year ago saying, like by 2026 he anticipates his non-alc division to be as profitable as his alcohol division.
Mm-hmm.
Like these people see the growth and they recognize the new generation coming up. So at the end of the day, I always say options. Like that's the message I want to get across. It's
Yes.
not a need to, like, you don't have to do this, you don't have to put a label on anything. You do you, just know that you have options, and make conscious choices, and with grace.
I love it.
I love the name, and I love the aesthetic of the store, which we are
Thank you.
totally coming there sometime this spring,
Yes.
summer.
Oh,
And
yes.
Dana, we do have to get to our segment, but I did want to ask you, what can you actually sample when you're there? You did mention sampling.
Yeah,
Is the shop actually like? Can you go there and order a beverage?
absolutely. Yes.
Oh, we are there then.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. My goal, like I have my just kind of turn it. I'm a big David Bowie fan, so there's David Bowie references everywhere in the store.
He's cool.
Yeah. But each week I like to highlight at least 2-3 different products. So this week we have the Pathfinder Spritz. Kava Kava is another adaptogenic property where you do get an instantaneous kind of tingling sensation on your tongue and very euphoric. Thanks, Portobello. It's so true. And then we're doing a lot of stuff with chaga, but this week being maple syrup season, we're doing a smoked maple new fashioned, if you will. So we're doing, there's a Kentucky 74 bourbon, which is a dealcoholized bourbon. It was bourbon, it's been barrel aged, and then they essentially cooked out the ethyl alcohol.
Wow.
Okay. Oh my goodness. That is so, I didn't even know that there was such a thing.
No.
That's so cool.
Okay, we're definitely going to have to come this spring. Absolutely.
Yes.
No ifs, ands, or
With
buts.
our mom.
And for the record, we're slinging Portobello Road pizzas here as well. So because I've counted it at 117 steps from the waterfront, and there's a beautiful beach there. So you can have your incredible plant-based pizza. And this isn't just for the sober vegan losers. This is for everybody.
Yes.
Exactly. I'm not, I wouldn't classify myself as that, but I'm going to be coming down.
But that's okay. You don't have to be. Exactly. It's about choices. You don't have to be all or nothing.
Which I do like, Dana, that your website even says it's not necessarily about cutting it out. You can also just reduce it, which I think is very cool.
Yes.
Totally. I hear kids using what's the term now? Zebraing. You have an alcohol drink and then a non-alcoholic drink and an alcohol drink and a non-alcoholic drink, and it just makes it so much more sustainable, and you don't have to borrow too much from tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool. And again, people like to knock the new generation, but they're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That is very cool. Zebraing, that's not a term I've heard before. we don't have kids, clearly. Okay, Dana, let's get to our segment, Ravenous Rewind. We are so happy that you're here for it. The question that we have for you today is, did you ever pack food from home to bring on a family vacation / trip?
Yes. So you immediately transported me back to my youth with this question, which was incredible. I grew up, my brother and I, and my mom was a single mom, and we lived, when my parents separated, my mom said, I'm just going to go buy a farm in the woods. And she did.
Rock on.
So, yeah, I have a fond memory of being like around 6 years old in her like Hyundai Pony, just cranking Steve Earle Copperhead Road and like, go into the country, kids.
That's so cool.
That is incredible.
And so we had a horse named Motley Crue.
Yes.
And 2 goats that my brother and I were able to, it was our responsibility to name the goats, so we decided on salad dressings. His was Catalina and mine was Thousand Islands. And we had our little farm.
That's creative.
But so much of being the big sister and a mom who was a vet, so animals were kind of all around us anyhow. It was always my responsibility. Cooking was really kind of something that I had to step up with. So when you're young and you have a responsibility like that, you ultimately resent it. So like my idea of a good time was easy.
Mm-hmm.
Peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
I lived on cereal every opportunity I got. But we would make a lot of lasagnas. That was our thing. On Sundays, we'd prep for the week and we'd make lasagnas and cookies and things like that. So when you kind of brought me back to that, I thought about, we do a lot of camping trips, and it just tasted like home to have homemade oatmeal cookies and lasagna.
That is so cool. I love that.
That is so awesome. And I don't know why, we had an oatmeal cookie tradition too with camping.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe that's like a thing.
Yeah.
It cracked me up because like 32 years later, I reached out to my mom, having kids of my own. I'm like, Mom, I need that oatmeal cookie recipe. It was amazing. Like, what was the magic? And she's like, Dane, just get Quaker oats and it's on the back. I'm like, oh, you mean
Oh
everyone
my
can do
goodness.
this?
That is so sweet.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, Dana. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I wish we
Oh,
could
my
have you on
pleasure.
for the entire show. We are definitely coming to visit your shop the minute the weather gets a little bit warmer,
Because
which
we
will
are going to
hopefully
be dining outside for sure. Getting
Yes.
the Portobello Road pizza, getting whatever is on tap, whatever you have like going that day.
getting a pizza.
I got you,
little
girls.
Bev.
We
Yes,
got
we're
some
coming.
Turkish towels. We have a full fridge of non-alcoholic beers and cocktails. We're gonna have a
I'm
party.
coming
It's
for
gonna be
that new
amazing.
fashion. I'm coming
Yes.
for that new fashion.
Nice.
All right, Dana, thank you so much. We
Thank you
appreciate you
so
joining
much.
us. If you would like to follow Dana, you can find her at Grace Marketplace. And be sure to follow her because she posts some really awesome things.
She certainly does.
Oh,
Thank
thanks,
you
Maddie.
so
Thanks,
much,
Kiki.
Dana.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Dana.
Happy
Take care.
Friday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh my goodness. That is so interesting to hear about her journey and her store. I love it.
Sometimes I feel like when you do just yell things out at the universe, you do get an answer.
Yes.
So I think that's very cool that she just decided to do that. And I cannot wait to see the shop. Guys, you saw that photo. Just looks alone. We all need to go there and check it out.
And it's such an unusual business idea as well.
Unusual, but I feel like she's definitely ahead of the curve.
Yes.
Because if they're saying in 2026 that the numbers are going to be changing with alcohol versus non-alcohol, like this is going to be a huge thing. Definitely not just a trend.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so guys, we have to get rocking and rolling because this recipe is not going to cook itself.
It kind of is, pal.
Actually, it is going to cook itself.
This is such an easy one. This one literally is, you do some chopping, you throw it in the crock, you're good to go.
Okay, so I don't think we've ever done a crock-pot recipe on the live, but we keep getting messages with people asking us to focus our efforts into things for the crock-pot because spring is around the corner. People don't want to be inside cooking constantly. The crock is not just for winter foods.
I use one in the summer sometimes.
Because I don't want to be stuck in the house all day cooking.
Exactly. So guys, that's right. We got another Noble Premium Bison recipe coming at you. They're joining us in the chat. I love that Noble always shows up for us. Guys, thank you so much for being here. And they're saying Dana is an awesome person.
Isn't she?
She certainly is, guys.
Okay.
She certainly is. We need to have a section that's just a longer portion of the guest too, because I could have gone on and on to hear her story more. Yeah.
Okay, so take a look at that picture.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm going to need to do a round of applause for that picture.
I took it.
Absolutely gorge. Absolutely gorge. And sometimes I think people think about Crock-pot and they just think brown, gray, whatever, not colorful. But guys, that's the picture of color.
It is, because you can't just serve what you're making in the crock-pot as the meal. You have to offset it with fresh stuff. Make some rice. So you're not just having all those same flavors. So we are making a Noble Premium Bison, Cuban-Inspired Bison with black beans and plantain. So if you're like, oh, I've never had plantain, I don't know how to prepare that as well. We're going to show you how we make that. And we're going to start off by browning some Noble Premium Bison right now, because that's one of the most important steps to this recipe. And we've got 2 of the inside round steaks. So this is one of the marinating cuts. So I have gone ahead and done that. I put this to marinate last night. And the Cuban-inspired flavors, you don't need to go so heavy. I think people think that if you're doing recipes from other cultures, it needs to be every recipe or every spice in your pantry. This is just cumin, oregano, and red chili flakes.
I love it. Simple,
so that combined
easy,
with the peppers,
but lots of flavor still.
And it's going to give you a flavor that is not going to be like anything else. So it's the peppers, if you're and it's a lot of the tomatoes and stuff. It gives it that really Cuban-y sort of vibe. Okay, so I'm just going to add in some olive oil or some avocado oil and get these browning.
All right, guys, and I'm going to get going on our chopping because I got a lot of chopping to do. Surprise, surprise. I got some onion. I got some garlic. Even though we have a fresh, beautiful jar of garlic in the fridge, Key won't let me use it. No surprise here.
Okay? Hi, CJ. How are you?
Hey, CJ.
Okay, so this
Evil Llama thing, this recipe looks amazing.
Thanks,
he knows what's up.
So a lot of people think when you're doing crock stuff, you just toss everything in and call it a day. And for the most part you do, but you don't want to miss the browning step. That is going to give you a level of flavor that you cannot replicate if you just toss everything in. Okay, so I'm going to just start browning our bison. And the thing is we don't need to be worried about the cooking of this. We're not cooking to medium rare. We don't need to worry about how the level of doneness of these steaks, because they are going to go into the crock pot.
Are we doing TikTok?
I just realized I forgot to put TikTok on after our
That's
guest
why
left.
we keep them around. Evil Llama, thank you.
Thanks,
Credit
Evil
goes
Llama.
to Evil Llama.
There
And
we
guys,
go.
we have Michael McGuire saying, what a great presentation by Dana. Guys, we are on a mission lately to be shining a spotlight on some pretty awesome people. You guys know every guest that has been on here so far is awesome. Only awesome people are allowed at the BBQ Bunker or the Grill Studio. Just saying.
All right, so honey, I'll take the lid off the crock pot because as you're chopping, you can just put everything in there.
Yes, so guys, you will see here, this tiny little guy right here is a crock pot. Okay, so this is a tiny little one. We have a full crock pot off to the side over there that we're going to be using to serve up because this ain't going to be done in time for the live. So we already have one cooking, doing its thing over there. But I have to just shine a light on my adorable little tiny crock pot.
She's obsessed with this thing.
I am obsessed with it, to say the least.
All right, I'm going to get rocking and rolling on our plantain. If you have never bought a plantain or you see them in the grocery store and you're like, what is that funky looking thing? It looks kind of like a banana, but way more gnarly. Buy it because they're so versatile. They are delicious. You have to make sure they're this ripe though. Don't get them, like you can buy them green, but let them ripen up just like a banana. Like on the counter, let it do its thing. And we're going to air fry them. You can fry them in a pan and they're also spectacular, but you can, we're going to air fry them today. So
Does it taste like a banana? Does it taste like a banana?
It kind of tastes like a banana. Like it's in the
but
banana
on the savory,
family.
on the savory side.
But also with sweetness though.
Yeah. Like sweetness if you're thinking just savory, but savory if you're thinking like a dessert.
Yeah, it's got more starchiness than a banana.
It's texture, baby. It's all about the texture. Guys, we have Marisol joining us. Marisol, we're happy that you're here. She's saying plantain and putting a drooling emoji. Guys, let us know in the chat with a drooling emoji if you have tried plantain and if you like it. Okay, some people pronounce it like plantain too. Yeah, we say plantain.
Evil Llama saying plantains are better than bananas. Oh, those are some big words, Evil Llama.
Those are some big words.
So in order to use them, you just want to trim the ends off and then get your knife and put it down the middle like that. The peel doesn't come off as easy as a banana. Sometimes you got to work for it a little bit more. But when they're ripe, which this one really is, so look at it, the size is it's a lot bigger than a banana, and it feels more starchy than a banana. So it feels almost like a potato in starchiness. Okay, then we're just gonna set that aside.
Now I don't know what anyone has said, but Evil Llama throwing out that's what she said. All right, guys, I'm adding our green peppers to the crock pot here, and I want to hear the love for the green pepper. Okay, a lot of people I feel like will opt for like the sweeter peppers, the yellow peppers, the orange peppers, the red peppers. My favorite pepper is a green pepper.
I know you're obsessed with green peppers.
I'm growing green peppers this year.
Are you?
I'm growing green peppers because that's one of the veg that comes out of the garden tasting a heck of a lot different and better than the store. We have to get them from the store at this time of the year, but they're way better. Okay, why am I washing this yet? I'm still, guys, I thought I was done. I thought I could stand and look cute, but not yet.
And peppers are also what makes this dish just have that little bit of different flavor. So there, you might be like, oh, there's a lot of usual type ingredients to this. There's not. It's one of the recipes that doesn't have a ton of ingredients that I personally really like.
I'm into that lately.
Okay, that one's not ready. We're going to flip this one. And we're going to get some more color on the other side. But the green peppers are what's really going to give it that Cuban vibe.
Okay, James Bearden, this might be your time to try them with our Cuban-Inspired Bison. He's saying, I've seen plantains in the store, but have never tried them.
And they're so inexpensive. They're one of the few things you can still buy, and they're not.
It's hard to find something economical out there these days in the grocery store, but this is an economical dish because this feeds a crowd. This really does.
Yeah. Okay, so all these are the thing about plantains is they're so easy to air fry or fry in a pan too. You just take one, and you don't have to. But what I like to do is cut it on like a diagonal like that and get.
Oh, she's getting fancy. Diagonal instantly means, okay. Oh my goodness, my eyes.
And this is like, watch out, honey, because this is sparking up a little bit. But,
all right.
Okay, then just put them on the tray like that. So you're looking for like 1/4 of an inch thickness, basically. And some people like to flatten these down But I like to leave them just like how they are.
You can squash them down. If you're frying them, a lot of people like to squash them down. But we're trying to, okay. Oh my goodness, this onion is so pungent. I'm not used to
Sorry, man.
chopping onion without my contacts on.
That's why I gave you onion today, because I thought you were wearing your contacts.
Last night, made it so I needed to do glasses today.
Yeah, me too. Hi, Al. They're saying plantain party time.
Oh yeah, I love it. Now guys, before I dive into the garlic, I'm gonna give Key one more time to allow me to do garlic.
No.
All
And
right.
believe it or not, that is
This is
still
a long
garlic
shot.
from my garden.
Guys, this is still from Key's garden.
And I still have more.
Look at that. That is awesome.
And, okay, so that's for my garden, and my current garlic has already come up.
Okay, I gotta
for this
rinse
year.
this cutting board.
All right.
This is strong onion.
Okay, our plantain's almost fully ready. You don't want them touching because we're not trying to steam them here. I will hold this up and show you what this looks like. We're going to season them with some cluck and squeal savory spicy.
All right, guys. Now, I requested to not do the garlic, but it ain't happening. You guys know Key's making me do it. Before I dive in, who would like to go for a dip dive?
I would.
I could totally go for a dip dive.
And I'm just going to flip this over. Like I said, we don't need to cook these. We're not looking for internal temperature. We're not measuring the internal
This is just
temperature.
browning.
It's just browning.
See, and like even technically that could go right in now.
Yeah.
Like after just a flip. All right, guys, let's see what question is coming to us from the bread box of questions. This question goes out to everybody watching and listening. Do you face toward or away from the shower while you shower? This is from @JohnnyCakesAndMore. Okay, do you face toward or away from the shower while you shower?
What kind of weirdo faces away from the water? What?
I do.
So the water's here and you're like... That is so weird.
I do. Okay, I feel
What
like
kind of sick freak are you? Buddy, that's weird. Bless
I
you.
do. Okay, so that wasn't a sneeze.
It's because there's chilies in here because I'm
Okay,
talking
let's
to.
get that in the crock, man.
No, we can't. It's not ready. Stop
okay.
rushing the process.
I wouldn't say I face away, or I switch it up. So if the shower's coming down on me, I'm sometimes like there, like sometimes like it's on my back, sometimes it's on my front. It depends where you're washing. In order to get all the grooves, the nooks and crannies, you gotta face all over the place.
I think that's weird.
Okay, Barbecue Jones is saying, well, you gotta soap the side where the water isn't hitting you. That's my exact point, Gary. Okay, that's why you gotta just do one of these. Do one of these.
Don't you have a handheld shower head?
I do, but I hardly ever take it out, actually. Before, when I first got it, I was obsessed with it, and now I'm just not really using it.
I find that incredibly odd.
So you face the shower.
Okay, so let me just get the plantain in. Here's what they look like. We got some cluck and squeal savory spicy on there just because it's awesome. If you don't have this, salt and pepper would work.
HT has it. HT just received an order from
HT
Cluck
hit a
and
little
Squeal.
plantain.
And should I say HT / Richie Sambora's newest best friend?
Yeah.
HT, if anyone didn't see, HT just posted that he just actually met Richie Sambora from Bon Jovi.
That is really, really cool.
Yep. What's your favorite Bon Jovi song?
Living on a Prayer, baby.
You went for like a tried and true.
Mm-hmm.
Temp, what's your favorite Bon Jovi song?
Bed of Roses.
Oh, that is so adorable.
What a little romantic.
That's my
man.
karaoke go-to.
Oh, what a weird option. That is adorable. Guys, what's your favorite Bon Jovi song? I'm going to say mine's Bad Medicine.
Nice.
I'm obsessed with that one. If it ever comes on the radio, which
I
is
said not the entire thing, but she's doing
sorry,
it. Okay.
if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do the entire thing.
And that's all right. More, I would always choose more. I just didn't want you to have to go through all
Who
that.
wouldn't?
I didn't want you to have to do all that, but you're doing it anyway. Okay, now back to the shower question. That is super weird that you face away and don't use your shower head.
I find it offensive that you're saying that I'm weird by it.
It is weird. Who faces the other wall?
Why is that weird?
Because it's like the sun. You're like angled towards it, like in the shower.
I like to sun my back sometimes. Why not wash your back?
I just find that weird. Okay, so I have a rain head. You know the one that's at the
and
top?
I have that too, and I don't ever use that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like stuff falling on my head.
Okay, so why did you get that then?
Why did I get the handheld? I loved it for a minute and then was over it.
Yeah,
Let's
so
not
I
use chilies in recipes.
yeah,
pal.
and that does maybe just add them to the crock and not the marinade. But I like to let it seep in.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's hard to breathe down here, everybody.
It is, sorry. But I face the shower head and I take down my thing constantly. I'm constantly taking it down.
We don't know.
Putting
We
it
don't want
up.
to know. I knew that.
Putting it there. Putting it up. We're talking showering, people. You have to get
You
in
didn't
there.
need to raise your leg, pal.
We all know how to shower.
Do we? You're calling me a freak for standing away.
So you
I
just
said
angle
the
it
shower.
like this.
Okay,
You do one of those.
Okay, we gotta stop with the gesturing.
Well,
We
what?
gotta stop with the gesturing. I like rotate. I rotate around. Look,
Very
I'm
odd.
with Gary. You gotta get all the areas.
Yeah.
Okay,
HT, what else is new?
You know it, buddy. It's 12:35. We're 35 minutes into the show and we're off the rails.
All right, we're
Not a
gonna
surprise here.
add in the rest of our ingredients to the crock pot because this is where you can start to dump stuff. And then once you've done the browning, the rest of this recipe is just adding stuff into the crock pot. We've got these are canned green chilies. We're just gonna toss those in.
CJ's
What?
asking a question that I'm not gonna read out. Oh my
Guys,
goodness.
everybody has a body that we all got to get clean in the shower.
Yeah, so face whatever way you want to face, pal.
Although I will let you guys know something.
No, do we?
Do we?
Keep it clean, Kiki.
Okay, so you guys know how I live in the country.
Yes.
And I'm on a well. So in the summertime, if we don't get a lot of rain, some people's wells will dry out.
Oh, I know where
Thankfully-
you're going with this.
Yeah, so thankfully we have a drilled well, so mine has never dried out. I've been very lucky. But our neighbors, they don't. And so when we don't get a lot of rain, they have to be concerned with how much they're showering, how much water they're using. So our neighbor literally said to me, and this has always stayed with me, he was like, I just tell people in my family, get in the shower, wash the important parts, and get out. It's like, oh yeah. I don't want to do
We
that.
all know what the important parts are, everybody. We don't need people going nuts in the chat.
It's
okay?
all the important parts.
Thank you. I'm sorry, your
That's
leg
gross.
is important too, okay, people? I heard people don't wash their legs.
Yeah,
Wash
That's
your
really
body,
gross.
everybody. Wash your body.
that's really sick.
And you know what? Face whichever way you want to face. All right. I'm not judgy like Key over here, who's calling me a freak for facing away.
It is odd, and I would have never in a million years guessed that
Well,
about you. But I learn something new every day.
I don't really see how that's weird.
Okay, so we're adding in crushed tomatoes. You want to hit me with a diced? Fine. Diced also perfectly fine. I prefer crushed because I like that they're broken down more. Now, a big mistake where people go wrong with crock pots, in my opinion, is they start to dump in liquids. They think it looks too dry. There is some sort of misconception that people think crock pots, you need to add in quite a bit of liquid to get it going. There is liquid in all these ingredients. The crushed tomatoes, the vegetables.
Good point.
The bison has a lot of juiciness that's going to get involved here. You don't need to add any water, any stock, anything, or else it's going to get too soupy. And
I don't know who started this, but I think people used to think when you're doing the crock, everything needs to be submerged underwater,
And
which
no.
is false.
And we're going
Okay.
to show you when the bison, when Flirty Murdy's done with the garlic and we add the bison.
I don't get where these culinary rules have started because that one ain't true. You don't need to do that. If you keep the lid on, which everybody should be doing when you are using a crock pot, do not lift the lid because then that immediate, it's like a grill. The
Mhm.
minute you lift the lid, you lose heat. So if you don't lift the lid, all the juices, the steam, everything is cooking everything. So it doesn't need to be submerged under like 10 liters of water.
No. So we are going to add in a little bit of tamari, soy, either one, whichever one you prefer. I really like tamari because it seems more powerful to me.
I love tamari.
So we're going to add in a little bit of tamari. Okay, just like a tablespoon or so.
We have some more Bon Jovi talk. Marisol saw them at the exhibition. What a cool experience that would be, Marisol.
That would be really cool. I was
So
just getting so
awesome.
grossed out because Fritz Frank, van life traveling, no water, just wipe yourself down. Nope, not doing it. Not doing it.
Fritz Frank, are you speaking from experience? Do you do that?
That's why, I love the outdoors. Camping, not so much. I need to get clean.
Mm-hmm.
I will be outside from morning till night in the summertime at my house, but I have to go in and be able to get clean at the end of a day.
Well, apparently wipes can get you there, pal.
No, you're
Apparently
wiping
they
around
can.
disgustingness. You're not getting clean.
Ew.
Okay, so we're going to add in a little bit of tomato paste. Okay. About 2 tablespoons worth. I don't know if we mentioned this already, but if you do want this recipe, it's available at noblepremiumbison.com or our website, but 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And then what am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something. We're going to stir that up.
It wouldn't be one of the live shows, guys, without forgetting something.
No, I got it. I was going to say, so this recipe is Cuban bison with black beans and plantain. You might be like, where are the black beans? Don't add the black beans right from the beginning. So this recipe cooks on high for 4 to 6 hours or low for 6 to 8. If you add in the beans, these are black beans that I've cooked from dry because it's way more of a bargain. They have a way better texture.
But that's why we're talking economical here.
If you add in the black beans right from the beginning, they will mush down to nothing. They'll disintegrate in there. So don't add them in the beginning. Let this do its thing and then add the black beans in.
And this is a very, very nutrient dense recipe. So bison, we've talked about this before. Bison is extremely nutrient dense and it's very, very good for you. And if you guys haven't visited noblepremiumbison.com yet, which I don't know why the heck you wouldn't, you guys got to visit there because the website shows all the benefits of regenerative agriculture, regenerative ranching. It's very interesting to learn about that, and it's all over the website.
Get those juices right in there. Yeah, we're not wasting those juices.
If you just put those down the drain, that would be a tragedy.
Yeah, so get the juice. Oh no.
Like Bierman saying someday I'll be Saturday night for his favorite Bon Jovi song or Blaze of Glory. That one also, I'm sorry if that comes on the radio, it ain't getting turned.
Yes.
Love that one.
Okay, so see what we've done here? The bison is just being nestled on top of all those ingredients. After this is done, you get 2 forks and just pull it apart, and we're going to show, no, that doesn't go in.
Okay.
That's for garnish.
I was going to say, are we put lime in there?
No, we're going to shut that. It goes on high for 4 to 6 hours or 6 to 8, and we've got one here that so don't worry. You're going to be able to see what it looks like. We're going to set aside the beans, and I'm going to start cutting up our accoutrements for the top.
Okay.
I.e.
As
cilantro.
Kiki does that, who could go for a little cheers to the weekend?
Okay, and I'm not going to juggle these because I inevitably wreck stuff every time.
You still kind of did, pal. And you still kind of did.
2 perfectly ripe avocados. Because again, you want fresh flavors with crock-pot meals. It's not just about a mushy mess. Mm-hmm. I can't stand it when people are like crock-pot means like slop on a plate.
I agree. Now, if you didn't like a cilantro, with Keys hitting us with a cilantro, if you don't like that, throw a green onion on there. You still got to put something green on there, people.
Yeah, definitely.
Still got to put something green. Now we have our friend Guido Jacobson joining us. Hello, buddy. And he's sharing something that also is an absolute tragedy. He's saying, I've never listened to Bon Jovi. I'm sorry. I've never heard such a sentence be said.
What?
Buddy, how old are you? First of all, we need to know that because I think that might make a difference.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay?
It could be.
Noble saying that looks so, all caps, good, and it's not even cooked yet. Yeah, guys,
you ain't seen nothing yet, guys.
Let's be honest, guys. Crock-pot, when Key and I used to have an office job, I used to get up in the morning, first thing in the morning, and do this, put everything in the crock-pot, but put that to go and come home, and your dinner's done for you.
Yeah,
this thing does cook itself, even though Key said it's not going to cook itself.
Yeah, but in the barbecue community especially, these get a lot of hate. People love to hate on the crock-pot because they're like, why are we doing low and slow in a crock pot? You could do low and slow in the grill. Obviously, we know that. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we do that.
There's a time and a place for every cooking device.
Absolutely.
Okay, and a lot of people like to hate on the air fryers too, and you guys know we've been singing their praises.
And sometimes, like, low and slow smoking is not possible. In today's busy world, crock pots are there for a reason. Crock pots are still extremely popular.
Evil Llama, shots fired, pal.
What?
He's saying Bon Jovi can go with Nickelback and Creed.
Fine by me. I like Nickelback and Creed.
I know. What?
I never used to. Middle-aged divorced dad music. I'm all about it now.
There's something, once you hit 35 plus, Nickelback starts to talk to you.
Yes.
We don't make the rules.
It feels so good.
Okay, we got C-Mac in the house. He's saying, damn, I'm so late. C-Mac, what time is it in your neck of the woods, buddy? You know when the show starts. We're happy that you're here now. Barbecue Dave saying cheers. He's ready for cheers to the weekend.
Okay.
And Guido Jacobson is saying he's 32. No excuses. You need to listen to some Bon Jovi.
That's still a little young. 32?
It's young, but No excuse. Bon Jovi, and you need to add it to your playlist.
What's wrong with Nickelback and Creed?
That is so rude, HT. And then Barbecue Dave is giving up Van Halen. Yes. Yes, guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to sound like an old lady here, but they don't make music like they used to. Let's just be honest here.
All right, I think our plantains are done, actually.
Okay, guys, let's get to cheers to the weekend. This is Boozing with Maddie. Even though we were talking about all kinds of alcohol-free cocktails, I really loved the fact that Dana was sharing that on the website, it says you can cut back. You don't need to cut out.
Yes.
Which is incredible. I technically cut back because I only partake in alcoholic beverages on the weekend.
The same goes for being a vegan sober loser. You don't have to be vegan and sober to enjoy both of those things.
Exactly.
You can have a balanced lifestyle if you so choose. It's not all or nothing.
Agreed. So today we are going to be making what I'm calling a blueberry lime comfy. Okay?
Ooh.
And that is because it has this stuff in it, which I actually have to say, I don't think I've ever had this.
What?
Okay, so this is Southern Comfort. I will show TikTok. Anyone recognize this? Southern Comfort. Let me know in the chat. Have you guys had this before? I saw this. I'm obsessed with at the LCBO, which is our local liquor store here in Canada or here in Ontario. Oh, interesting. Interesting aroma. They have sometimes near the front these little small bottles. So I was like, I'll try Southern Comfort. Why not?
I don't think I've ever tried it. Country songs.
Give this a smell.
Country songs talk about it all the time.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like,
oh, my sober lungs couldn't take that.
This is gonna be strong, guys. And surprise!
Take a swig, Maddie. Take a swig.
Okay, let's just try it on its own. This is not ladylike, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Okay. Okay, these avocados also, spoiler, not that great. These ones are some of them, some of them
are. Those look amazing.
They're a little brown on some. Look at this. This one's not that great, but we've got some good ones.
Now, this is really delicious. I say throw some of that in there too, because guys, if you've ever wondered about cooking with alcohol, even for the kids, alcohol cooks off. Okay, so you can throw that in there, and it would be fine, and it would just give a nice complex sweetness. It's very, very sweet. Square Table Degenerates. That's Joey. He's joining us saying. SoCo, so he's calling Southern Comfort SoCo, is heinous, bro. That stuff is not good. All right, well, I'm finding it enjoyable. My first sip.
Also, please stop calling my sister bro. I'm not okay with that. We're talking about the younger people of today now. I'm not understanding why everyone's calling everyone bro.
Yeah, the younger people of today are so smart and so ahead of their time in right now. Yet they want to say bro 24/7.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Okay, so guys, like I said, I'm calling this a blueberry lime comfy. Okay, so we're gonna go in with some ice. And also, let's check out these beautiful wine glasses that I just got.
Yeah,
I'm
is
obsessed
pretty.
with those. I think that when it comes to beverages, serve whatever you want in whatever glass you want. I don't like to stick to the rules on certain things.
Okay, Square Table Degenerates is specifying by saying, I'm 48, I call everyone bro. It's an equalizer word. I still don't like it, bro.
I think that's fine because it's like a guys. It's hey guys, you know how some girls are I'm
yeah.
These days you can't say, you gotta watch out with everything.
You're not supposed to say guys anymore, but guys is hey, come on guys.
Yeah.
It's to everybody.
To me, it's
but bro is
everybody.
disrespectful, I think. To me, it sounds disrespectful. I would never call someone that someone older than me. What's going on, bro? I just don't, that just doesn't sound right to me.
It seems like.
What happened to ma'am? And
yes,
gentlemen,
what
ladies,
happened to ma'am?
You're not allowed to say stuff
Madam,
like that now.
I like it.
They're saying a lot of things you're not supposed to say now.
Sorry. Well, I'm sorry. I still like a ma'am or a madam.
I still think that sounds nice as well.
All right, guys, we are going in with some blueberry juice. Okay, that's a really gorge color. Really gorge color. Like I always do, I have forgotten a shot glass. So
Evil Mama's cool with
this
it.
is for you, buddy. We're just gonna give this the old eyeball. This is for the temps.
Whoa.
Go in with a little bit more, just a little bit more.
Wow.
This stuff is good. This is going to be a sweet beverage. But to round out the flavors here, we're going to go in with some fresh lime juice. So what?
Send it over a super chat. I hope you two bros have an awesome weekend.
Oh my goodness, HT. Okay, that's gonna be
HT.
a thing now.
Okay.
That's gonna be a thing.
Great.
All right, guys, we went in with the lime garnish, and we're also gonna go in. Oh my goodness, why does some limes really juice so well?
Please save me some for the garnish.
Hit the no, there's a lime there. Hit the super chat bell, HT. Thank you so much. That is very kind of you, even though you threw out a bro. That made us LOL. So
Yeah,
that's so good stuff.
Mike's saying he still uses sir and Matt and ma'am.
Mike Bierman, I'm into it. And Joey, and so it was born, bro. Yeah, is that gonna stick?
No,
oh my goodness.
Please, no, I hate bro.
We don't suit bro, but yet we say bud and buddy, which some people
bud,
say that's not like.
Bud is Canadian though.
True.
Bud is like that's different.
Okay, this is juicing so good.
And I said save me some.
And I said there's one right there, bro.
Great.
Okay, I also just throw that in.
All right, Evil Llama is blocking people left and right over here.
What
so I don't know. I've missed a lot.
What the heck is happening over there?
Thanks, Evil Llama. He's always got our back over there. TikTok, I know you can't see anything. Just hang on a second and we will show you.
TikTok, go to YouTube. Why are we on TikTok? Okay, it's about time. TikTok, you get with the plan.
And or Facebook if you want to watch on Facebook, but you can't see anything from this measly angle that they provide us here. There's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, and like, is TikTok staying? Is it going?
You make up your mind,
here,
TikTok.
1 minute's not there. Like, whatever. Okay. Marisol going, Maddie taking a swig of it. I know, like, was that not the most, like, puny, measly little, like, I'm like,
why? Take a swig.
This stuff is strong, okay?
It's so strong.
Dana made mention of our energy, and HT said, I saw him in the chat saying, we're like a shot of espresso. We don't need that.
You especially.
Me more than Key. Okay, guys, I'm going to give this a little bit of a stir.
All right.
Look at how quick that was. Very quick, very easy, but I don't care if it was quick and easy. It needs to taste good. So
I like the color.
Taste for you guys.
I like the color of like the blue was nice on its own.
Oh.
What's it like?
Okay, surprisingly, I thought this was going to be super sweet. Maybe because this is a low-cal blueberry juice, but blueberry actually isn't that sweet. It is actually has more of a tartness. So surprisingly, this doesn't taste like it has a lot of SoCo in it, as Joey said.
Dangerous.
So this could be bad news.
Okay, wait, raise your glass, everybody. What are you drinking?
Yeah, guys.
I got a whole lot of H2O.
Raise your glasses, guys. It is Friday. It's time to cheers to the weekend. If you wreck this glass, buddy, I swear to goodness gracious,
If you wreck this glass.
I swear to goodness gracious, bro.
How is it?
That looks really nice. That is really, really nice.
It looks really good.
Okay.
Cheers, Lisa.
Lisa's joining us. Hey, Lisa.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to bring this over to the temp.
Okay, I got to plate up.
Let's see what he's saying in terms of flavor. Temp, have you had SoCo before, and do you like it?
I think I have, but I'm not sure.
All right, well, let's see if you like it.
Evil Llama's saying he's drinking 100 proof peppermint schnapps. Wow.
Interesting choice, Evil Llama. Someone's kicking off the weekend early. Barbecue Day.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Okay,
yeah, that is good. I was
good.
not expecting that to be that good because of I thought it was going to be overly sweet, but very delicious.
It looked great, honey. Okay, so we've got some cooked white rice in this beautiful bowl here, or like a low
you
plate
ain't hitting
bowl.
us with a basmati or anything?
This is actually a basmati.
I love a basmati.
But if you could go like brown rice, whatever you want. I just like the look of the contrast of the darkness of this dish against white rice. So we've got we've got another crock-pot here that I'm just like been dying of heat over top of. That's got the finished version.
Ooh.
Okay, so you can't really see it, but don't worry.
You can see the steam. Look. Yeah, you can actually.
Can you? Okay.
The steam, you can see it in your angle. That is steamy. That is going to be delectable. Evil Llama throwing out a temp, getting lit today. And Guido Jacobson coming in, being an absolute cutie patootie. He's saying you definitely know how to put together a good cocktail.
Yes, you do, honey.
Thank you, buddy. And I have to agree. I completely agree with what Dana was saying. We need to stop calling things mocktails.
I agree. I've never heard anyone put it that way.
I know. Once she said that, I was like, mocktail does imply a little bit of like rudeness. Like there is like a mocking to it.
Yeah, I could see it.
So like, no, I don't like that. We're not using that anymore.
Okay, so we've got our dish. You could stop there. It would be perfectly fine. It's steaming. It's hot. It's absolutely delicious.
Oh, she's hitting us with her perfectly sliced avocado. Why were you bashing those? Those look perfect.
Because some of the slices aren't.
Those look absolutely perfect.
Okay, wait. Before I get, I'm gonna actually take it back here and get some of our plantain.
The line.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I tried telling you that.
I'm sorry.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna get some of our plantain.
We got Valentin joining us. He's saying yum. Hey, Valentin. Sending you good Friday vibes from Canada all the way to France. Nice to see you, buddy.
Okay.
How am I like cutting this in like little, is this just garnish here? Are we actually putting some lime on there?
Well, it's both. You shouldn't be able to put a garnish on that. Couldn't be put on there.
Let's squeeze some lime on there. Throw that up to the cam.
That's what you want to do.
Some lime on there.
Okay, you're getting on my glasses.
Okay, okay, what are the odds? Are you joking? That really got me.
I can't see anymore.
Thank goodness you're wearing glasses. That would have hurt.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's all right. I am.
Okay, let's just put these off to the side here.
Okay, look at how beautiful this is. TikTok, check that out. That's what I mean when I say you don't want to just do a crock-pot meal and leave it at that. You have to, when you get home, all the work is done for you. But take the extra 5 minutes and do some fresh stuff on the side. Do a little bit of accoutrements because it makes all the difference and you don't feel like you're just eating what people think of like a typical crock-pot stewed down type of dish. Because I think that's where a lot of people that get grossed out at crock-pot stuff, they think
I'd
it's
like
that.
to see these crock-pot haters. Who the heck are you? I don't want to hear it. Really, I don't. Because look at
wow.
Look at how gorgeous this is. How can you hate anything that comes together so easy and something that like you can serve that you could easily serve this at a dinner party?
Yes.
You could oh goodness gracious, that's going to be succulent.
And the bison
try not to drool over this. It's already happening.
And the bison gets so succulent. And what I love about having it so the steaks are on top.
We're going to do
some she's plantain. She's getting all of it.
You know what? Sometimes you just got to get in there.
Use it like a little toasty.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to get in there. Look.
Oh,
this bite is for you guys. I'm going to squeeze a little bit of lime on the top for you guys. Just make it extra juicy. Oh, goodness gracious. Yes.
Okay, so what I was going to say is the thing about having the bison steaks on the top is they don't shred down into nothing. So sometimes I feel like if you're making any sort of pulled meat, people overcook it to the point where it's like paste. I like it where you can get 2 forks and just pull it apart. And so it's like you still got nice big chunks. It's tender. It's succulent. Very easy to do.
James Bearden, buddy, you've seen them in the grocery store. You need to try plantain.
Aren't they so good?
With the bison?
Yeah.
I would say you don't even need the rice.
Wow. Let's not get crazy.
If you're just trying to be lower carb.
But the thing is people, like a lot of people say if they don't know how to serve plantain, they say replace like a potato. That is your starch, but I prefer to have them as like a side. Like I don't prefer to have them as the main starch, but it's up to you.
I want to high five you, but
don't touch me. Farah, Fritz Frank, both saying really looks good.
I didn't know Farah was here. Guys, this one is a winner. We say that every single time that we have a Noble Premium Bison. I'm talking with my mouth full, guys. I'm sorry. But this one is such a winner. So easy.
Yeah, the inside round steaks are, they say right on the package, marinating steaks. Make sure you marinate ahead. Throw them in a crock. You're good to go.
Noble's saying we are making that recipe tonight.
Yes.
I love it. And they're saying, Kiki, would our bison cubes work too or stick with the steak? Good question.
The cubes would work as well. Yeah, definitely. They would. They might break down a little bit more, so you wouldn't be able to control the bigger chunks. But I would say definitely they would work. They would work.
That is a great question, and that they would be perfect for the crock pot.
Yes.
Might need to mix and mingle on the timing.
Exactly. Yeah, just watch it a little bit more, but definitely this one is a winner, guys.
Guys, we say this every week, but I honestly have no clue where this is the fastest hour of the week.
And we say this every week as well.
Do you guys feel like that? Because my goodness.
I love the doing the Friday Lives with you guys.
Guys, it's our favorite thing to do in the week. Guys, we can't thank you enough. Like the fact that people have been coming here every single Friday. And when we had going through that period where we were on Thursdays, 1 minute we were on Tuesdays. You guys were coming and still tuning in no matter what day that we were on. We can't explain how grateful that we are for you guys.
Absolutely. Sometimes we look back at our old footage and we're like, wow.
I love looking back on it. And I just love this show so much. And I love being with you guys every Friday. I don't know why I'm getting emotional here. I'm just very grateful for you guys.
It's the Southern comfort.
It's the SoCo. Yeah. It is. Guys, easy on that SoCo, bro. Watch out.
What I was gonna say though is we also say this every week. If you do make this, please do. Number one, and number two, show us your pictures,
guys. It's our new feature, Barbecue Family Highlight of the Week. For a recipe, if you make this recipe or any of our recipes, we will share it on the show. Marisol's done it so far. Tom's done it so far. We want you guys to make any of our recipes, and we will show them on the show.
Yeah, this one's photographed so well too.
Absolute cutie patootie here.
Yeah.
He's saying must see TV.
Yeah,
very, very cute.
And another thing too, if you were, what?
You think people are either getting emotional because of one, the lime juice in the eye, or two, SoCo to the gullet? I think it's a mix of both.
Okay, so guys, if you are joining us for Maddie and Kiki After Dark, we love having you guys over there. I think, honey, didn't you do a graphic for After Dark, Temp?
The question?
I think, yeah, you did. I think I thought you said you did. If you want to join our,
this?
No, not that one.
I don't think I put it up.
Okay, never mind.
Tom's like, don't do me like this.
I was gonna say because people sometimes don't know how to join.
I did, but I didn't actually put it into the stream today. But guys, we will share it next week because the After Dark group is growing and growing, and we want more people in that group. It's our additional half hour that we do of the show. We call it our after party. We tell secrets sometimes, and we take off our aprons, which we.
I thought you were going to say something else. No! My buddy, we don't take anything off.
We did the whole show apronless today because of this one.
I don't do well on no sleep. I'm sorry. I dropped the ball on the aprons. I have stuff on me. I'm sorry. That's all my fault.
All right, guys, we will see you in After Dark. And for everybody else, guys, thank you so much. We will see you same time, same place next Friday. Have a great weekend, Barbecue Family.
Bye, guys. Have a great weekend.
Guys. Bye, everybody. Mwah.